Today, I'm touring the college program that shaped me into being a 12-year pro. And it wasn't just everything they taught me about baseball, but also allowed me to play alongside guys like Matt Carpenter.
Oh, what a catch. Carpenter robs, gets.
I'm talking about TCU in Fort Worth, Texas. TCU's put over $15 million into an elite batting cage, a pro-grade clubhouse, players' lounge, recovery rooms, anything these guys could possibly have here, they've got it. This is a lot of things that Matt and I didn't have access to whenever we played here. First of all, I want to give a huge shout out to TCU and the entire baseball program here for letting us come back, get a tour, and see all of these major upgrades. It really is crazy to see where it started when I was here and where it is today. And if you're a high school or college player and TCU is on your list, I would not sleep on this place. You know, I can speak volumes for myself as what this place did for me, not just as a player, but as a person. So Matt, welcome back to TCU, brother. It feels so good to be back. When you think back to your career and I'm really curious because you played with guys who went to other schools, like what does TCU really mean to you? And by the way, I'm so sorry, but we've got the Matt Carpenter MVP award, and I actually won this my senior year in 2013. I forgot it until today, so.
That's big time.
Yeah, so I'm curious, TCU for you, what makes that so special?
Man, this place, from the moment I stepped foot on campus, it felt like a home. It felt like family. In the walls of this clubhouse, there is a culture that was built, that we helped build, that is so rich with history and also all of the things that you need to become a great player and a great student athlete. It's all here, and there's just not many places like it where you can come in and feel welcomed like we are here, and with the great facilities and the great players and the great coaching staff, and it's just a special place that you've got to experience to really understand.
Love it, man. I feel like, culture, it's underrated everywhere you go, but here there's something really special about it. And you mentioned the community, man. Like the city of Fort Worth, underrated town overall, like great place. And the entire city is painted purple. Everyone comes out, they support the baseball program like crazy. If you've never been here on a game day, it's a really, really cool experience on the football and baseball side of things. So Matt, here we are. This is the Pro Frogs. It's everybody who's been drafted, and this wall right here is who played in the big leagues. And one that stands out to me right here, we got your jersey. And so I think it's really cool that college players get to walk through here and see this is exactly where guys like you, where they started. When you see your jersey up here and you think back to yourself in college, like, did you ever think that your jersey would be up here and you would have such a amazing big league career?
No, I really didn't. It's surreal. I mean, it really is. It's a really great feeling to walk in this hallway and see all these great players and to have a spot on the wall and really just reminisce on what you were able to accomplish and wouldn't have been able to do it without a place like TCU that helped me in so many ways, both on and off the field. So it's pretty special.
Man, you know what else is special? I didn't realize until, and man, we're about to look at the Players Lounge, which is elite, but we got to harp on these big league jerseys a little bit more because now when I see the pinstripes, I actually think of you and the tear you went on that season with the Yankees. I'm curious, played with such historic teams. You got the Cardinals, whose jersey to me is like so iconic, but there's something about the pinstripes that is just above all. I'm curious, that experience of playing in New York, like, what was that like?
Man, it was special. It was a lot of fun. I mean, you think about kind of the pinnacle franchises in Major League Baseball. I mean, St. Louis is certainly in that conversation. It's one of the best in the sport, certainly the face of the National League for many years. And then you've got the Yankees. And when you think Yankees, I mean, you can't help but think about guys like Babe Ruth and Mickey Mantle and people who've, been able to put that uniform on and the history around it. It was pretty awesome. For a guy like me who loves the game of baseball and the history about it, being able to put on a Yankee uniform and walk out into the Bronx and experience that was like nothing else, and I'll remember it forever.
I'm up here somewhere, man. I just wanted to find it. There we are. I don't have my whole jersey up there like Carp, but we got a little name up there. I love it. All right, so Carp, man, Players Lounge. First time back here in a while. What's your first reaction to walking in this place?
Well, so my first reaction is just how nice of this space is. We did not have the luxury to play in the new stadium, the new upgrades, some of these facilities. Ours were good. They're still good, but it's obviously been upgraded here. So this is a great space. But what I come back to is just the amount of time that you get to spend with your teammates in college. Really, in baseball in general, it's a unique sport. You spend a lot of time in the clubhouse. You spend a lot of time around the guys. They really do become your best friends, your brothers. And you can speak to this as well as I can. We spent a lot of time in here.
100%, bro. And you know what's funny? Like, when I think back on college or just any other experiences, the things that stick out the most are when I was like the most tired or the hardest things. And as I sit here and look at this couch, I just remember at like 8 a.m. just doing this and we just finished workouts. you're gassed, somebody's about to take a nap on the couch, other people are sprinting off to 8 a.m. class, and like, those are the moments where just like, it feels so good to be amongst your brothers and your teammates, just like you said, and you know, those are some of the things that stick out to me.
Totally agree.
And you know, one thing I want to look at right here, I see a fridge over here, and you know, I'm assuming it's stocked. Anything these guys need now, they got it. And yeah, anything you need, you got it. And you know, Matt, when I think back to us playing, what kind of post-workout drinks did y'all have before I got here when you were here initially?
There was nothing at the beginning. At the beginning, there wasn't much at all. I think towards the end, it was, you know, some chocolate milk available, but you had to ration it out. There certainly wasn't enough to go around, but it's just a testament of where this program has come. I mean, you know, to much is given, much is expected. I mean, you go to the College World Series 6 years. They've earned it, you know, all this stuff, and that's part of being of an elite program, and it's awesome.
I see a ping pong table over here, Matt, which is just an absolute staple in locker rooms. I'm curious if you want to play a point, bro.
Let's do it.
1 point. How about loser buys lunch, something like that?
I'm not sure how fair this is. Your game is.
1 point. We'll do it with beer pong start.
Oh, we're over.
I mean, this might be a long video.
We can edit this. I get the rebuttal here, and we missed it.
Rebuttal, dude. Wow. Good times. All right, 1 point. Here we go.
There it is.
No way.
No, we're gonna get it.
And I got to make sure I had a comment from the last video about my grunting, so I'm trying to keep it quiet in here.
Oh man, that's bad.
All right, we'll play 3 points. One more.
Let's get a competitive point. This hasn't been competitive yet.
Bro, when you think back to Major League locker rooms, how many of them did you have a ping pong table? Is that a thing?
I wouldn't say all of them, but they were in some. I mean, we had one at home at Busch Stadium.
During the season or spring training?
Both. And, you know, guys played it, but like on the road and stuff, there wasn't always, it's not in every clubhouse.
One time in spring training, I was in the cold tub, this with the Red Sox, and I think Devin or someone came in to grab me. They said, hey, ping pong, dude, your request's on the table. They're like, Mookie's in there, Sale's in there. And I'm like, well, dude, I'm in the cold tub. They're like, whatever, I'll come out. And so go to the big league clubhouse. I'm freezing cold, and Chris Sale's like, let's go. And so he had been loose and playing, and so I went and played him, and it's pretty cool. I got a video of it. We got like Chris Young in the background, Mookie sitting there, and so it's a Sale beat.
Dude.
Lefty, some spin guy.
One game?
1 game, dude.
He wouldn't let you play another one?
Nah, well, I think something happened, bro. He had to leave or something, but I was a little butthurt about it. That was the first time I had lost in a long time. I'm curious because you've had access to, you know, any video possible, all the metrics and data possible. How do you take all that info and still keep things simple and just do your thing and be your best?
That's a great question. I never saw my swing on camera until I was in pro ball, ever.
That's crazy to get college with no iPhone.
No iPhone, no camera, so it's like, you know, it's common practice for a baseball player to go in the cage now, flip your phone up, film it, send it to a hitting coach, whatever. That wasn't the case back then. So the game has changed a lot now as a major leaguer, and obviously you can see from this room as a college player, you've got all these computers. There's so much work that goes into the video prep now that, especially at the professional level, you spend so much time watching video, analyzing swings, going over scouting reports, watching opposing pitchers, watching bullpen starting, all that stuff. There is a place for it. I do think that there is a skill revolved around being able to take that information, compartmentalize it, put it in a space to where you can go out and use it and it doesn't affect the freedom that you need to be able to play the game and not think about mechanics. So there is a balance there. There's a dance that I think you have to learn. And my encouragement for younger players that are maybe starting to kind of do some video work, it's a tool that can be used just like anything to help you make adjustments, get better, but you still have to be able to separate all the work that you're doing, all the video work that you're doing, and then when you step in the box or on the mound in the game of baseball, being able to compete and be able to, you know, put your full present focus into that moment and not think about those mechanics. And that's a hard thing to do. It's something that takes time to learn, and I'm sure you feel the same way.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I think it's preparation, it's training, but these guys, they got to be ready for it, because if not, you're going to roll into college and get just smacked in the face with info that if you're not ready for it, you could try every single thing that every coach brings up to you, and that's not always the best thing for you, you know? So if you're a high school player, click the link in my bio. If you want to watch your video and figure out how to get better, I work with high school and college guys, and I would love to help you do so. Now here we go, we're going into this clubhouse, which is elite. So, you know, Matt, I'm curious your first take being back in here, what this kind of means for you as well.
way that this room was built. I love the kind of oval shape. You know, you kind of can see all your teammates. It just kind of builds kind of the atmosphere for interaction, which we all know, like best teams, you know, you want to be a part of a good team. You got to have great players, but you got to get along and spend time with each other. And so this room is really well thought out as far as that goes. And then I love personally the little touch that they did. All of the former alumni, anybody who's ever put on a uniform here, part of the wallpaper throughout this clubhouse is got their name on it, which is pretty special. So I think that was a really cool touch that they did a great job on.
You know, I want to ask you one thing. You talk about that this is open, there's a lot of communication, but if you're sitting there looking at your phone, there's not going to be that. And so you got to play through this era of no phones and then this explosion. And now my experience into my career is when you get to the field, guys are on the phone. After the game, guys are on their phone. Like, I think the phone should stay outside of the clubhouse. Is that something you agree with?
I mean, I would totally agree, but I would go as far as that should be our goal in life, right? I mean, the older I get, the more I realize the less time I want to spend on that phone. And I want to, you know, be around the people, like this meaningful, you know, room with your brothers and having conversations about, you know, the game or trying to get better or meaningful conversations about stuff that's going on off the field. I mean, that's really where the true fulfilling enjoyment comes from, you know, playing sports is those bonds and those relationships and building it. I mean, I don't miss the grind of baseball as much as I miss the connection, you know, the teammates.
100%. And just being present, man, it's impossible to do if you're on it. So we walk over here, we've obviously got the frog ball, big sign, but this is the pro locker room. And this was something really cool that they put in, and this is something we use, you know, especially leading up to COVID, but how cool is it to have your college program be able to be in your clubhouse, and you turn the corner, you've got Major League players, current Major League All-Stars, like being in here with these guys. Like what does that mean if you're a college player?
Oh man, it's awesome. I mean, it's sweet. One, just the fact that, you know, they thought of this from a program standpoint, like, hey, we want to have a space that if there's a current pro who wore the TCU uniform when he's living in Fort Worth and he needs a place to train and work out, to feel that welcome, it's huge. I think it's such a big thing for the program, but also for the player.
Now, man, I think we should, let's go check out the cages. Those are definitely an upgrade since you and I were here. Talk a little bit about, you're in high school. Were you committed to Texas?
I wasn't committed to Texas, but it is where I wanted to go. I felt like I was going to go. Had similar scholarship offer there that I had here at TCU, and I kind of had my mind made up. It felt like it was an inevitable decision, and then I came to TCU and took a tour on our recruiting visit that my parents made me, you know, just check that box before I made that decision. I didn't want to come, and I came here and signed the next day.
And what did you know, Coach Slosh to you at the time, like what was his big selling point on not going to Texas and coming to TCU instead?
I mean, it came down to just one specific line that Coach Slosh used on me that, I mean, for my personality just resonated. And it was, you want to go to Texas and just be another player on another program, go to Omaha and be, you know, another team that's done it, or do you want to come to TCU and be the first? Do you want to help build a program that's never been to Omaha, that's never won a College World Series, and do you want to help, you know, be a part of something that's never been done before? And to me, that really fired me up.
I want to step in here and ask you some, maybe one or two just technical questions about, you know, your game and how it evolved over your career, because, you know, you really went on that last couple years of your career, a journey of learning more about the game, yourself, the swing. Like, what were some big takeaways? Because I constantly see young players today, I feel like they're trying everything they see on social media. So, I mean, I wanted to pick your brain a little bit on like your discipline at, you know, taking balls or taking, you know, these edge pitches. Like, is that something you trained in practice? Obviously your dad is a Hall of Fame high school coach. Like, was that something y'all took into all of your work? Is that something you're naturally just really good at? Like, how did you obtain that?
He instilled in me as a hitter at a really young age two things that I kind of grabbed hold of. The first being that a walk was as good as a hit. Like, from the moment that I stepped in a box as a young baseball player, I always appreciated and thought from his teaching that a walk was like just as good as a hit. That feeling of success, of walk felt good, that's a good thing. At an early age, I think was important. But also, every time we hit and would be working on the swing and he'd be throwing me BP or whatever, we always talked about the strike zone and acknowledged, like if I took a swing at a pitch and hit it off the end or tapped it somewhere or didn't take a great swing, he would ask, was that a good pitch to hit? And I would say no. And then he would say, was it a strike? And I would say, it was a strike. And we just have this conversation. So as time went on, you start to realize, like, okay, walk's as good as a hit. Not every strike is a good pitch to hit. So you start to kind of figure out, like, that game that you're playing with the pitcher that you're facing every time you step in the box. As a young kid, talking about that and like learning to understand it, I think shaped that kind of approach. And then, you know, we work on your swing, you do it enough, it starts to clean up, you start to get some mechanical stuff. But that strike zone awareness and the knowledge of the strike zone really started with just talking about it every time we did it.
Let's go take a look at the field real quick. I want to reminisce a little bit. Like, it's pretty cool. Coach Slosh told me a thing one time. He's like, look, I had you and Cart for 10 years at third base. And I thought that is
crazy.
10 years, bro. We spent a decade, me and you, third base at TCU. Can you touch a little bit on about just how many guys you've seen that their entire identity is baseball? And it's maybe not common practice, but like it's a thing that happens. When guys get out of pro ball, they get lost. They fall into some things that they shouldn't. And it seems like it's because of that. Everything's wrapped around this game. When it gets taken away, you know, what do I do now? Like, how do you train yourself to where when you take the jersey off, you can leave the game where it is and you go have a normal life that you can, you know, you can enjoy?
Yeah, no, I mean, I really think this is the key to everything. And, you know, I've seen it done, you know, everybody, different walks of life do it different ways. For me, like leaning on my faith was probably the biggest, like putting any kind of faith or any kind of identity in this game where there's so much randomness, there's so much failure, there's so much ups and downs, there's so much turmoil, there's good things, there's bad things. Ultimately, it fades away, everything, all of it. Like you will, like I am, we both are. We don't longer play this game. And that day comes for everyone. Some of them it's at 13 and some of them it's 18, some of it's, you know, 40. How old were you when you were done playing?
Yeah, 35.
35. I mean, if your whole existence and your self-worth as a person is brought on by your success and failures on the baseball field, then you're just gonna be stuck spinning your wheels and just, there's not a lot of joy that comes out of that, for one, but there's not a lot of success either. I haven't seen many guys just do well under that framework. So
if you're talking to high school or college players, or even if you're talking to TCU players today, like what is kind of your biggest takeaway on just life and baseball? Like if you could go back to being yourself in college today, like what would you do? How would you approach things and how would you go about it differently?
Through the middle of my professional career and then kind of following it through the end, I felt like I did a pretty good job of it. The thing that I've learned is that the more and more I value meaningful things and genuine hard work. Like I look back at my time, you know, at this program and all of the hours that we spent at this field and all of the hours that, you know, we spent with our teammates and the work that we put in. And the older you get, the more you realize is that those moments are the ones that really define you as a player in person. Like those hard moments, like I've learned so much more from the worst, hardest struggles that I've gone through as a player in person than I have from the good things. Like I look back at the times, like my first 3 years at TCU that just did not go anywhere how I had planned or how I had drawn it up, but perfect for what I needed. Like that struggle, that failure, learning to really kind of find out who I am, what I'm made of, what kind of player I am, what kind of person I am. You know, that's how you learn, through those hard, difficult things. The sooner you can learn that and recognize that, like the struggles in life, the hard moments, the things that you're going through right now that seem like I'm never gonna get out of this and this isn't fun, that's where the beauty and that's where the really good things happen, like when you get past that.
If something's hard and you're going through it, just know that it's not gonna last forever and that, you know, those are the moments you can lean into. And because when you look back, those are gonna be the moments that shape your life.
For sure.
Love it, bro. Dude, thank you for today. It's good to be back, man. 10 years right there, we held it down at third base. This is cool being back with you, so thanks.
Man, appreciate it. A decade of third base, it's pretty special.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. So
somehow, after all these Omaha trips, TCU is still underrated. And if you want to see more college tours like this, or maybe even me spending a day with a college player going through a workout, go ahead and like this video and comment below where I should go next.